Okay, nice. We are live. We are live from Missoula, Montana. Except there's a window right in my face. Allow. Remember. Is the microphone going? Oh yeah, it's going. Reduce echo. There's. What's that? Enable hardware acceleration. Close. Okay. That's fine. All right, so we're doing 2 recordings at once. We're going to YouTube and we're going to Camtasia. And I'm banging my fist on the table. All right, so it's lecture 18. I've got my bamboo pad plugged in. I hope it's going to work today. Maybe not. Shit. Let's see. Sometimes it's just not a good bamboo day. I don't know what's going on with that. I love making my scribbles. Oh, it's going to work. Okay. So, chapter 6. I think we were kind of looking at. I think we got through 5.6, if I remember correctly.
6.5, yeah.
Sorry, 6.5. Right, we did the integration, we did the economics. Thank you. Okay, so let's hit 6.6, tidal barrages, potential projects. 6.7 is tidal lagoons. 6.8 is tidal streams and currents. All right, this is all good stuff. This is all really good stuff. Let's dig into it. Oh, but before we do, I just want to send this letter off. It's a little email. So we've got a new building coming online, and really they're trying to go for LEED certification. So they're gonna put solar on the thing. Looks like they're gonna put geothermal on the thing. A lot of daylighting. I think local materials. Looks like they're gonna move our hydrogen lab across the street. Hopefully we'll get that refurbed in the process. Hopefully we'll get a good monitoring system so we can see what's going on, real time with the wind and the solar that's already there. But I'm telling the architects right now that in addition to the pump and dump system that they're planning on doing, basically just pulling water from the watershed below, run that through a circulator and put it back. And you can do that for both heating and cooling because the water is pretty consistent, 52. So 52 feels pretty warm when it's freezing outside, and it feels pretty cool when it's 100 degrees outside. So, but I said it'd be great to have just a ground source loop too for educational purposes. Something we can look at, maintain, monitor. Probably not going to get as much energy out of it as the pump and dump, simply because there's not as big of a temperature difference between just the ground and the building versus the groundwater in the building. So anyway, that's what this email is. Just want to show you guys that. Okay, I'm going to put my signature in there too. Okay, there we go. I should watch one of these things. I'm not sure if it records the screen or just the video. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the YouTube one?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the YouTube's actually picking up. We'll have to check it out.
Why are you putting on YouTube also?
I don't know. All these other schools are doing MOOCs, massively open online courses, and I feel like we could go there too. Because right now, all of the iTunes are behind the U-Montana firewall. Only University of Montana people can see it. But I figure with this format, put it out there, and what the heck, people can join the class from outside,
Cool.
Weigh in. Because most of the MOOCs, you get like a certificate if you complete it, but there's no grading. You don't get the thing graded. You just kind of watch it. It's similar to that Molly class I took with Dave Andrews on quantum mechanics. You sit there and you get it, and that's it. You don't get a degree. Yeah, it's good knowledge. Okay, So let's dig into chapter 6. A little further. Let me just see if we finished up part 1 or not. I think we finished on figure 23. Okay, that's perfect. That's the last figure in that little bunch. So let's get through these and I'll add a little bit to it. All right, so when we're looking at tidal barrages, we already know what that is. We saw some examples. These are potential projects in the UK. So what we've seen here, I think it was the Severn that was proposed, but there are several others. So there's this Carthman Bay down here, the Menai Strait, Dee and Mersey, Murakami Bay, Solway Firth, another one, Strangford Low, and then the Wash. That sounds like a pretty good one. Then River Humber. So if you take a look in the book, it says, despite the indented coastline of Scotland, we're looking at it right there, the tidal energy potential of Scotland is very small, only 1 to 2 terawatt hours per year. And then what they say, as we have seen, the practical potential of tidal power depends crucially on economics. As we saw on the previous figures, 26 or 623, it was, gosh, I don't know, 5-6 times more expensive than these other ones. You know, you're building a gigantic thing that's underwater and moving, and you don't want it itself to move. So there's a lot going on. But it says, in theory, the exploitable potential, assuming that every practical UK scheme was developed, could rise to approximately 53 terawatts per year, or around 14% of generation. Pretty good, pretty sizable chunk. Approximately 90% lies in 8 sites. That's what we're looking at right now. Each offering between 1 and 17. Hey, what's up, Reeve? Each offering between 1 and 17 terawatt hours per year, while the remaining 10% relates to 34 small sites, each in the range of 20 to 150 gigawatt hours. So we went over those numbers last time, the terawatts and the gigawatts, and it came out, pretty well in terms of how many homes it would power and how many people there are in England. So those numbers should make sense. It does mention this Cardiff Weston barrage would be the greatest. That's at 17 terawatt hours. Cardiff Weston. Is that on the map? Kind of odd. It does mention the other one. The Cardiff Weston barrage.
Cardiff Weston, Severn. So it's probably part of that.
Oh, it's on the Severn? Okay, that's why they mentioned it. It's this guy down here. And what you can see, if you look at the topography here, this thing is just like a giant funnel, really, in a lot of ways. So if you get just like a little bit of water, just say a 1 to 2 meter rise out here, by the time that washes all the way in, you're going to get a nice 10-meter rise because of this sort of literal funnel-shaped shoreline. Okay. There's a few quotes here. It says the Workington to Abbey Bay would be $16 billion and a large environmental impact. The Sunder's Point to Beckfoot would be 6.1 billion, and a lot of impact. So each one, so they've already done the studies on these things. It's just a matter of, okay, is it worth it? Is it worth it to the environment? And you're gonna mess with some fish and probably some other crustaceans there, but choose your poison. Okay, next one. Let's look at the world. So it says the total power of the tides globally is very large, on the order of 3,000 gigawatts. Is that a lot or a little? I'm going to pull up some old notes. Guys, tell me what fraction that is of the global energy consumption. 3,000 gigawatts. I just want to know if that, what fraction that would represent. Chapter 6. I think these are the notes I drew from last time. Yes, we talked about the physics last time. So I'll start a fresh one. To chapter 6, section. Section we on 6.5? 6.6. Yeah. 3,000 gigawatts, big or small? It's good little Jeopardy. I tortured the 101 students with the banking problem. This is a good one.
Exa is 18, right?
What's that?
Exa is 18.
X?
Exa?
Oh, Exa is 18, yes. Exa is 10 to the 18th. Pet is 15. Just messed up my hair thinking about that.
It's like 18%.
18%? Okay, let's take a shot. So I think you did it on an energy basis.
Yeah.
We just do it on a power basis.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how much.
3,000 gigawatts is 3 terawatts. What, you don't remember the global? Global is 16. So 3 terawatts divided by 16 terawatts. Let me just run that.
18.75.
Is that close to what you got? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So equals 19%. That'd be a good. So, and that's just kind of what's technically feasible. Be interesting to see what the actual power of global tidal energy is. Because you could do it. You could sort of, if you go back and look at the bulge of water flowing around the Earth, that has a certain amount of energy.
Does it have? Because I know I've heard about how because of the tidal friction, that's sort of one reason the moon's like getting farther away.
I think the reason the moon is getting farther away is because, initially there was a big impact.
Yeah.
So, and some of whatever smacked into the moon, I don't know what, doing conservation of mass, I don't know how much stayed on the Earth and how much became the moon, but, initially the moon was very close to the Earth, i.e. part of the Earth.
Yeah.
And so after that impact, it's been getting further and further away. That's how I understand it.
For some reason I thought I remember hearing that the friction caused by the tidal forces and everything, that's like, because the conservation of energy requires that the moon, there's some relationship.
Yeah, well, shoot, so in a sense, if the moon's getting further away from the Earth, it has greater potential energy, right? Because it's higher.
Yeah.
I'd have to look into it.
This may be me misunderstanding.
I mean, it might be, and this I think is true for sure, is that the rate of rotation of the Earth is slowing, and that's because of the break of the friction of the tides. We talked about that a little bit last lecture. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording because I think it bonks at 15 minutes.